ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to take you on an adventure under the sea. My name is Jennifer Hubble. I'm in the 4th grade at Harrison Elementary School. If you haven't guessed it yet, I want to be a marine biologist. A marine biologist is someone who studies all living things under the ocean, such as dolphins, sharks, coral reefs, and all kinds of plants. My education will be very important, especially in science and mathematics. After graduating high school, I will be in college for 4 years for my bachelor's degree, and for my master's degree, I will be in college for 6 to 7 years. I can choose any college that I desire because most colleges teach science and math. I would like to go to Florida State because I would be near my family and the water. I would have to study math, science, biology, botany, and chemistry. I would also have to take diving lessons. In addition, you need to ask questions and solve problems. I chose this career because I love to swim and I want to help the environment. Plus, I love to learn. My role model is Dr. Eugenia Clark. I chose Dr. Eugenia Clark because she is the top leading female marine biologist. She is very brave by swimming with the sharks. She proves sharks are smart, and that is why they call her the Shark Lady. I think I would be good for this career because I love to work with plants and fish. Plus, I love to swim. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for going on this adventure with me.
Hi, my name is Virgil Dubs. I go to Garfield School. I am a 4th grader. I am a 10-year-old girl that knows what she wants, and I love animals. When I grow up, I want to be an animal control officer, just like Scott Forrester. He works at the St. Clair County Animal Control Center. He's the animal control officer. When I went to visit, he explained 2 things: the tools needed and the definition of his job. The tools needed for this job are the catch-all pole, the clamp pole, and the live trap cages. The second thing is the definition. An animal control officer enforces the laws and regulations that deal with animals and their owners in order to promote the humane treatment and ensure the animal does not suffer unnecessarily. I chose this career because I love animals, and they love me. I have knowledge of animals now because I have read a lot of books on them, and I'll continue to read more. I also have a very kind heart. Within years to come, I'll have a lot more knowledge of animals. To be an animal control officer, I must attend law school for 2 years. I must also attend 100 hours training with the Michigan Agriculture, plus additional yearly training certification. At this time in my life, my realistic plan to achieve my goal is to finish my schooling with very high grades, get a part-time job working with animals to pay for my college, with help from my mom and dad, loans, grants, and scholarships, I'll be able to achieve my goal. I hope one day I'll be able to stop all harm to animals. I wish one day I can adopt all the animals, give them a good home, and take good care of them. Remember, save a pet today, so adopt right away at the St. Clair County Animal Control Center.
When I grow up, I want to be a paleontologist. Paleontology is the study of the history on life on Earth as reflected in the fossil records. Fossils are the remains of plants, animals, fungi, bacteria, and other living things that lived on the geological past and are preserved in the crust of the Earth. My role model is Dr. Grant of Jurassic Park 3. Scientists like him helps us understand both the past and the present. To follow in his footsteps, I will attend Eastern Michigan's University Geology program. There I will receive my bachelor's degree in geology with extensive field study. I will then continue on to get my master's degree and PhD. Why I want to do this, you ask? Because it's a big challenge, and I want to discover something someone hasn't discovered ever in the whole wide world. I will receive an annual income of $54,000. I hope one day that you will walk into a museum and see a dinosaur that I dug up. Well, gotta go dig up some more dinosaurs. Got my information from British.com. See you later.
Hi, My name is Jessica Thomas, and I want to be an artist. I am in the 4th grade of Kimball Elementary School. As you can see, I have both my ears. Unlike Vincent van Gogh, I was not crazy enough to chop off my own ear. Artists create art to communicate ideas, thoughts, or feelings. They use a variety of methods, including painting, sculpting, and illustration. More than half of the artists are self-employed. Artists usually develop their skills through a bachelor's degree program or by training in art or training in design. Fine artists, like I want to be, typically display their artwork in museums, art galleries, collections, and private homes. Painters, illustrators, cartoonists, and sketch artists work with two-dimensional art forms. These artists use shading, perspective, and color to produce realistic scenes. Artists can develop new ideas from TV or real life. My role model is Vincent van Gogh. Van Gogh was a Dutch painter who was born in 1853. Van Gogh painted the way he saw a picture, not the way it might actually look. Van Gogh took painting lessons from a famous painter named Anton Mauve, the cousin of Van Gogh's father. He had many hard times in his life. He took a medication called foxglove. One of the side effects for this medication is you would see things in mostly yellows and golds. It also made Vincent lose his temper, which may have led to the infamous story of him cutting off his ear. The history of Impressionism wouldn't be complete without the unique work of Vincent van Gogh. He is my role model because I like his artwork a lot and because I want to paint just like him. I want to be an artist because I like to paint and draw, and I think I would make a very good one. How I plan to achieve this career is by going to school, get inspiration from museums, other artists, and by seeing many different materials and textures used to make a painting. That's why I want to be an artist. I got almost all this information from very helpful websites. Thank you.
Wow, look at the time. Let's make this snappy. I've got a court date in 5 minutes. Hi, my name is Allison Everett. I go to Indian Woods Elementary School, and I am in 4th grade. I want to be a lawyer because I am good at debating. When there is an argument between my brother and my sister, I listen to both sides. I always persuade people to listen to what I have to say. My cousin Jason is the one who inspired me to be a lawyer. He had just gotten accepted to law school and was telling me all these great things about being one. When he talks, everybody listens, and when you look on the faces of the people who are listening, they look like they agree to what he has to say. I want to be able to do that. I want to go to law school at Harvard and get straight A's. I think I can make a good living out of being a lawyer because it says on Bureau of Labor and Statistics that I'll make $38.68 an hour and $79,989.12 a year. I've got to admit, I do want to work alone. I really want to help people resolve their problems. Sorry, I can't talk anymore. Like I said, I've got a court date in 5 minutes.
Hi, my name is George Ray Jones, a 4th grade student at Thomas Edison Elementary. 5 times 5 is 25, 5 times 6 is 30, 5 times 7 is 35, and 5 times 8 is 40. My spelling and science papers are over here, my math is over here. I can act like a 3rd grade teacher, but I wonder if I could really be one. Oh, hi. As you can see, I want to be a 3rd grade teacher. A teacher teaches their grade level students mathematics, social studies, science, spelling, grammar, and writing. To be a teacher, you have to have lots of patience, which I'm pretty good at, and you have to like kids. I chose this career because maybe right now, going outside to play is a lot more fun than going to school, learning, and getting an education, but in the long run, an education is one of the most valuable things you'll ever achieve in your lifetime. I want to be a part of helping each and every kid learn to like getting an education. I chose 3rd grade to like the age group and the kids. They can do some independent work and they still like school. But how can I achieve my goals? Well, first, I have to graduate from high school with good grades. Second, I have to complete a 4-year college program majoring in elementary education. Third, as a student, teach for 1 semester and apply for a teaching permit. Fourth, I have to apply at school districts. Fifth, if I'm hired, I can finally start teaching. And sixth, I have continued taking level classes throughout my whole entire teaching career. I want to keep my certificate. Teaching seems pretty hard so far, but I know a teacher, my second grade teacher, Mrs. May, who could do that and much more. She is funny, enthusiastic, loving, kind, and always warm inside. I would love to be a teacher like her. She made learning fun. I think that will get more kids to like school. Teaching takes a lot of time and effort. This is the right path for me to go. I want to help kids all around the world. To wrap it up, I want to teach like kids in school. I want to give them a chance to learn so it will last forever, because an education lasts forever. Oh, before you go, maybe in a few years, your child could request me as a teacher. You should never know, and I'm determined to reach my dream. If you're interested in teaching too and want to learn more facts about it, then I suggest going to www.google.com/teaching, where I went. And there's also 3 third-grade teachers at my school, Thomas Edison Elementary, that you can interview. And I myself interviewed Mrs. Pico. Thank you.
Okay, that's 50 pounds of meat for the tiger and 50 for the lion. Hi, my name is Megan Hillman, and if you haven't already guessed, when I grow up, I want to be a zookeeper. The reason I want to be a zookeeper is 1, I love animals, 2, I am very good with animals, and 3, I am kind, gentle, and patient. But if I'm going to be a zookeeper, my education will be very important, especially in math and science. Plus, if I don't have the education, the animals may die. If I'm going to be a zookeeper, I'm going to have to go to college, and I might want to consider to attend Michigan State University, because they have a really good zoo program. Also, if I was going to be a zookeeper, I would have to go to college for about 5 to 6 years, which isn't that bad compared to some jobs. To be a zookeeper, you have to have abilities, like being able to work with animals, to be kind and gentle, and to be good at math and science. To be a good zookeeper, you have to be good at subjects like math and science, take real good care of the animals you're assigned to, and make sure that all the animals are happy, which could be hard. I think I'll be good at this job because I love animals, also because I am kind and gentle. If I were a zookeeper, I would be expected to take care of wild animals, which could be dangerous if you think about it. Also, I would have to feed and clean the animals. I would have to make sure the animals are healthy and make sure they're happy. My role models are the workers at the Detroit Zoo, because they do such a good job at the zoo and all the animals there seem really happy. And if you've ever been there, you know what I mean. All right, that's it. I'm done talking and the lion and tiger are fed. Thank you.
What happened? A knife fight? Bring him to the emergency room quickly. Nurse, hand me the gauze. I'll bandage his arm. I need suction. Bring me that light. Whoops. It's something you never say in surgery. Hi, my name is Sydney Jones. I'm in the 4th grade at Woodrow Wilson Elementary School, and when I grow up, I want to be a general surgeon. My role model is Dr. C. Walton Lelahai from the University of Minnesota Medical School. Dr. C. Walton Lelahai is my role model because he took part in the world's first successful open heart surgery. Open heart surgery is when the doctors operate on your heart while the heart is still pumping. This surgery first happened in 1952. He also helped develop something that can replace lung and heart function during surgery. I decided to become a general surgeon because I've always been interested in health and helping people. Most importantly, saving people's lives. I want to have that good feeling when I come home every day. The surgeon is head of the operating room and uses many instruments. The nurse and surgeon need to be familiar with the names of them so that during surgery, the surgeon can just call them out and the nurse will put the instrument in their hand. Outside of the operating room, surgeons perform rounds to check on patients after surgery to see how they are. From time to time, surgeons attend meetings and grand rounds. During a grand round, topics are presented and discussed. Surgeons typically work between 12 and 14 hours a day. If I want to become a doctor, I'll go to college for an undergraduate degree, then I'll have to get a graduate degree. Also, I'll have to do an internship and residency. Altogether, that's at least 13 years of training. I'm really interested in becoming a general surgeon because I want to save people's lives. I've set high goals for myself, and my goals can be achieved by working very hard and studying. I know it will be worth it. Now, I hope this was an A-OK surgery.
First of all, so I don't hurt anyone, and second of all, so I don't get sued. I found the information for my speech on the internet. Thank you for listening to my dream career.
Hi, my name is Brittany Banks. I attend Cleveland Elementary School, and I am in the 4th grade. And when I grow up, I want to be a professional tennis player. One day, at the age of 3, my Aunt Michelle gave me a tennis lesson. This tennis lesson has paid off in the past 2 years because now I am 10 years old and I am playing in United States Tennis Association tournaments and have won 10 trophies. This has inspired me to become a tennis player. My aunt works for Detroit Edison and is a tennis instructor at the Port Huron Tennis House. My aunt talks to me about the many different colleges' tennis teams so I can play tennis there and get my education. I want to be a tennis player because I've been playing the sport for 7 years, and someday I'll be as good as my role model, Michelle Winfield. I will achieve my dream if I put my mind to it and work hard at it. My favorite tennis players are Venus and Serena Williams, James Blake, and Arthur Ashe. Arthur Ashe was one of the first African-American tennis players to achieve the tennis dream. I recently read in the April issue of Tennis Magazine that Arthur Ashe in 1985 became the first African-American male inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. My week of tennis training begins with an hour and a half on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I take a private lesson on Sundays. It's very hard work, but I know this is what I want to do. My parents taught me to believe with your heart and soul, because if you believe it, you can achieve it. Thank you.
100 years ago, there were probably millions of wolves. Today, there are less than 200,000. That's pretty sad for someone like me who loves wolves. Hi, I'm CJ. What I want to be when I grow up is a biologist. You may ask, what does a biologist do? A biologist is a person who studies plants or animals. A good example of this career is Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall showed the world that chimpanzees and gorillas have behaviors a lot like ours. Not only did Miss Goodall study the animals, but she lived with them for many, many years and became an expert of their behaviors and the way of life. This is what I would like to be when I grow up, only I would like to study wolves. Wolves are so important to us and so close to an endangered species and a very, very, very misunderstood animal. To become a biologist, I will need my bachelor's degree to start with, then my master's degree, or maybe even my doctorate degree if I want to become a real expert. Wow, give me a break, that's a lot of school. I got my information from www.careers.com and I went to the library and looked up the Dictionary of Children's Occupation. Probably that's where I got most of my information. We need wolves because they are vital to the wilderness. No matter where we are, the wilderness enriches our lives. Well, gotta go. I got a degree to catch them, so I'm studying to do. Bye.
My dad loves his sports. He plays tennis, golf, and softball. In the winter, he loves to ski. He was having a lot of knee pain. His doctor told my dad his only option was knee surgery. My dad walked into the hospital, could barely limp out. He needed to teach his knee muscles how to work properly again. The person who helped him was a physical therapist. This is why I want to become a physical therapist. A physical therapist knows how muscles, bones, and nerves work together. A physical therapist helps your body regain strength and movement when it has been hurt or damaged like my dad's knee. My cousin Jennifer Perrick is a physical therapist. She is my role model. She attended the University of Southern Alabama. My dream is to go to Oakland University. It is one of the best colleges for physical therapy in Michigan. I want to work as a physical therapist at Port Huron Hospital. After taking your basic college classes, physical therapists need to take classes in children, adult, and elderly medicine. They will also need to learn how and why muscles and bones work together. They will need to learn the names of every bone and muscle too. All this learning will take about 5 years. You then get to graduate with your master's degree in physical therapy. But before you can start working, you must pass a state's license test. It quizzes you on everything you learn. Jennifer said it's very hard. As for my dad, well, He already knows he'll need knee replacement surgery in about 20 years. He'll need lots and lots of physical therapy. It'll be hard work for him, and the physical therapist will have him doing things he really doesn't want to do. Who will be that physical therapist? Me.
I go to Kewanee Elementary School, and I am in the 4th grade. And when I grow up, I would like to become a teacher. I chose teaching because I love encouraging and helping children learn. The ages I would enjoy would include kindergarten through 4th grade. If I would like to become a teacher, I would have to go to college for the minimum of 4 years. But I would like to continue on and get my master's degree in literature. The teachers that have influenced me the most, I would like to go to SC4 and then transfer to Michigan State University. The teachers that have influenced me the most are Mrs. Kunji and Mrs. Wood, because they not only helped me with math and literature, but helped me to be real in every way. And I know that in the future, I will be able to help my class just as Mrs. Kunji and Mrs. Wood have helped me. I get my information from my 3rd and 4th grade teacher. Thank you.
Case closed. The fingerprints on this letter matches our suspect's fingerprints. That means he wrote this letter to his partner. Good afternoon. My name is Kristen Kinney, and when I grow up, I would like to be a detective. A detective carries out investigations to prevent or solve crimes. They interview witnesses and suspects, gathers facts, examines records, and collects data. Being a detective means entering an exciting and challenging career. I would like to be a detective because with all the technology we have today, it'd be really neat to use the high-tech gadgets. Also, I think it is neat to look at a clue and find out a lot of important information to help me solve the case. But most importantly, I want to make the world a safer place. I investigated online and found out a lot about detectives. I found out this: juvenile and adult criminal activity is a major concern for all communities. If there is a thief running loose, a detective would find out who by going to the scene of the incident and would find any important clues. They would be sent to a laboratory for examination. Important clues would usually be anything suspicious, such as blood, something spilled or broken, and notes. But if the materials are not collected and properly stored, they cannot be examined. You would have to pick it up with a cloth or while wearing gloves. If I want to be a good detective, I would have to take advanced courses in math, science, and English for high school. For college, I would like to go to University of Michigan, Michigan State, or Ferris State. They all offer criminal justice programs. This program provides a combined training and education for a professional career in criminal justice. Subjects such as police laboratory techniques, collection of evidence, theory and practice of handling convicted law violators, and criminal justice processes and problems. All of those subjects would help me be a great detective. My role model is my Grandpa Len. He was a policeman, a juvenile officer, lieutenant, and chief of police. He is my role model because his job was similar to being a detective. He helped by catching the thieves and making our world a safer place. And I hope to learn to be a detective and make our world a safer place too. Also, when I become a detective, I would like to go back to my school, which is Michigami Elementary School, and find out where my teacher, Miss Holt, when she called in all those times sick. Did she go to Hawaii? I'll find out, because when I grow up, I would like to be a detective. Thank you for your time and attention.
I can tell by this x-ray that I'll have to adjust your spinal column. Hi, my name is Alicia Pond. I'm in the 5th grade, and I go to Woodrow Wilson Elementary. When I grow up, I want to be a chiropractor. A chiropractor is a physical therapist who works on the spinal column and nervous system. They relieve pain by massage and hand pressure. Chiropractors also use x-rays and have special tables for the patients to lie down on. The reason why I want to be a chiropractor is because the chiropractor I went to helped make my headaches, neck aches, and back pains lessen. My role model is Dr. Scarborough. She is informative, does an excellent job, and works well with kids. The classes I will have to take in high school to be a chiropractor are college prep classes. In college, I'll have to take chemistry and earn an associate's degree in science. After college, Chiropractors are trained in a special college of chiropractic where the course is 4 years long and results in a doctoral degree. Chiropractors can use heat, light, water, and electricity to treat a patient's pain. Another method a chiropractor does is called an adjustment. An adjustment is a quick thrust that helps add movement to the spinal column. Adjustments are about 100 times safer than taking the over-the-counter pain reliever. Chiropractors' patients' ages can range from as little as 2 days old to 102 years old. If I become a chiropractor, I would like to open my own business locally and help my patients feel better. I received this information from my chiropractor and the internet. Now lie down and let me adjust your back.
Court is now in session. When I grow up, I didn't hear this a lot since I want to be a prosecuting attorney. Becoming a prosecuting attorney means being on the plaintiff's side. You work against the defendant, trying to send them to jail or fine them. A prosecuting attorney is part of the executive branch, although most people think it's part of the legislative branch. When I become a prosecuting attorney, I hope to help a lot of people. I'm a very opinionated person. That's why I want to be a prosecuting attorney. To become a prosecuting attorney, you have to go to school for the regular you have to go to college for the regular 4 years, and another 4 years of law school. For my first 4 years, I want to go to U of M and study pre-law. Then I want to attend Harvard or Yale University. When I grow up, I want to help people, and this job gives me that chance. My role model is Peter George. I picked Peter George because he is the head prosecuting attorney for St. Clair County, and I would love to hold that position. A big part of law is witnesses. Witnesses are people who have observed a crime firsthand, and sometimes witnesses can be found guilty themselves. Another important issue of law is evidence. Evidence is something that backs up a lawyer's theory. If evidence is found incorrect, then the lawyer's in hot water. That happens often, but I won't let it happen to me. Over spring break, I went to a courtroom. Out of the four out of the 5 cases I observed, 4 people pleaded guilty. I hope I don't go through 8 years of college just to have everybody plead guilty. I also learned the difference between a jury trial and a bench trial. A jury trial is when 6 people from your community listen to the witnesses and observe the evidence and then decide whether the defendant is guilty or innocent. A bench trial is when a judge decides. I really hope that when I go into this profession, I help a lot of people. Even though I may lose some cases, I won't let that get me down. If you ever find yourself in a case, remember to call me Kobe Alexis. I rest my case.
Hello, my name is Angela Drake, and I am in the 5th grade at Cleveland Elementary School. When I grow up, I want to be a pediatrician. Pediatricians are specialists who provide medical care and treatment for children. The reason why I want to be a pediatrician is because I like working with children and I want to be a lifesaver. My role model is Dr. Burns. The things I will have to do to achieve my goal is to first finish middle and high school, then go to college at Michigan University and take mathematics, English, and science classes. After I graduate from medical school, I will have to go through 6 years of training to achieve my goal. Did you know years ago, pediatricians only spent their time treating diseases such as mumps, measles, diphtheria, and drug abuse? However, the diseases increased it. Now pediatricians treat all kinds of diseases such as asthma, allergies, ADD. Nevertheless, the first job of a pediatrician is to diagnose illnesses and other medical conditions in their young patients. To stay healthy, pediatricians instruct children to exercise and do outdoor activities, as such conditions have made it harder on young adults. A pediatrician role in this area has become more important. Did you know when children go through puberty, they often need the support and guidance of a pediatrician to tell them the changes that are taking place in their lives? I got my information off the internet. Thank you.
Now class, what is 3 times 7? Anyone? Oh, sorry, I was just daydreaming about what I want to be when I grow up.
My name is Alessandra Callender, and when I grow up, I want to be a teacher. A teacher's job is to help kids learn and understand what they are being taught, and that's what I want to do. Another reason I want to be a teacher is because a teacher is the second most influential person in a child's life. What a better role model for a child. I'm still thinking about what grade I want to teach, but I think I would like to teach 3rd grade. One reason is because I really enjoy multiplication and I would like to start kids on multiplication. Another reason is because that is a really good age for kids to start understanding what I am trying to teach. I have a lot of role models, members of my family, all my past teachers, and my current teacher, Mrs. Kingsbury, are role models. I believe that they all make great role models because, in my opinion, they are all great teachers because I know how well they've taught me. When I grow up, I will have to work hard to become a teacher. First, I will have to graduate high school. Next, I will have to go to college. After college, I will have to practice in classrooms and even become a student teacher for a while. For a teacher, training never ends because you always have to go to more classes. When I become a teacher, skills I will need are nice penmanship, a lot of patience, and the ability to listen and read well. Also required will be the ability to express myself so that others understand me. I already have most of those skills, but I think I need to be more patient. I found most of this information from the book Teachers, written by Tammy Diedrich. That is why when I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
Hi, Mrs. Jones. It's so nice to see you and Fifi again. According to my records, it's time for Fifi to get her rabies shots. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Kalisha Nutt. I'm in Miss Van Sickle's 5th grade class at Kimball Elementary School. When I grow up, I would like to be a veterinarian. A veterinarian is a doctor who takes care of animals. Veterinarians work with many different species, so they try to limit their practice to either small animals or large animals. Veterinarians can also work for zoos or research labs. I would like to be a veterinarian because I love animals and I care about what happens to them. I also feel I have the right personality to become a vet. It is very important for vets to be sensitive to people's feeling about an animal. For some people, their pet is the only family they have. I know it will be a lot of work, but this is something I really want to do. And I know in high school I will have to take a lot of science and math classes. After high school, I would like to attend Michigan State University because they have one of the best veterinarian programs around. After high school, I would like to attend. It takes 2 to 4 years to complete the college classes required before I can go into the Doctor of Veterinary Medicine program, which takes 4 years to complete. It takes anywhere from 6 to 8 years of college to receive a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree. I got my information from Michigan State University website, Emergency Vets, and other helpful websites. Just think, one day I may be taking care of your pet.
How can I fit this in right? How about, this way? No, that doesn't look quite right. Maybe this way? No, not that way either. Ah, this way. It's perfect. Oh, hi. When I grow up, I would just love to be a photographer. A photographer is someone who takes pictures. Specifically, I would love to be a photographer for National Geographic because I love nature and I love to take pictures. Oh, let me introduce myself. My name is Elizabeth Wallace and I attend Kiwanis Elementary School in Mrs. Rhodes' 5th grade class. And this is how I plan to achieve my dream career. I plan to go through Kiwanis Elementary School, Fort Gratiot Middle School, and Port Huron Northern High School. I will apply for Michigan State University, Central Michigan University, the University of Missouri, and Western Kentucky University. Any of these 4 colleges would be great. I will get a bachelor's degree in photojournalism. I will need to take classes including geography, biology, composition, and a foreign language. After I receive my degree, I will get a job at a local newspaper, preferably in St. Clair County. When my photography gets close to its best, I will contact National Geographic and set up a job interview. During my job interview, I will show them my portfolio. I will tell them why I want to work there and why they want me to work for them. After I receive the job, I will be traveling all over the world with different journalism partners. I will be taking pictures for and help writing the articles. For these jobs, I will get paid anywhere from $13,000 to $46,000 a year. My role model is Ansel Adams. Even though he didn't take pictures for National Geographic, he took pictures of nature. His pictures are great. He was inspired when he went to Yosemite National Park as a child. I was inspired when I went to Camp Timbers when I was 7 years old. I took pictures of everything and everyone I could. Naturally, they weren't very good, but they got better and better. I've learned about my role model and about photography from the internet, from my mom, and from Mr. Ralph Palovich, who is a retired photographer for the Times-Herald. It's a long road from Kewanee Elementary to National Geographic, but I can't wait to get going. Click.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. No, I don't want to be Santa Claus when I grow up. I'm Rachel Kohanov, and when I grow up, I want to be a musher. A musher is a person who works with sled dogs. She gets to train the dogs, raise the dogs, and live with the dogs when she's on an expedition. I begged and pleaded for a husky or any big northern breed dog. Instead, I got a Maltese, a dog this big. I realized if I wanted to be a musher, or if I wanted to get a husky, I would need to have a purpose for it. I told my mom and dad that I wanted to be a musher. They wanted to know how I could earn a living doing that. My mom had the idea of starting my own outfitting business. I could take people on dog-sled adventures. This would let me be around huskies for the whole rest of my life. To fulfill this job, I have to know all about training and caring for huskies. To learn to do this, I will go to a mushing training camp, like the one in Prudhoe, Alaska, as my role model, Pam Flowers, did. Pam Flowers was the first woman to go on a journey over 2,500 miles long alone, except for her dogs, of course. I heard her speak at the county library. She told of her journey and how she was stranded on melting sea ice. I read her book, Alone Across the Arctic, and I learned the positions of the dogs on the team. The 2 dogs in front are lead dogs. They are in charge of listening for the commands. The 2 swing dogs are next. They help swing the team in the right direction. The next set of 2, called team dogs, help the team pull together. The last duo, the wheel dogs, help turn the sled. The mushers use commands for the dogs to stop, turn, and mush. An example of a command would be ha, meaning left, G, meaning right, and hike, meaning go. I will also have to learn about survival in the wild and orienteering, being able to read a compass and tell direction. To help me to do this, I will go to survival camps in the summer, like Outward Bound. While I go to college, I will need to have a double major in zoology and business. I will take classes in zoology to learn about animals, anatomy to learn about the body, and behaviorism to learn about training. In business, I will need to study economics, accounting to manage my money, and advertising to persuade tourists to try mushing. I am going to put my business near a ski resort in northern Michigan. Skiers prove to be outdoorsy people, and I think if an outdoorsy person tried mushing, they would love it. Hike Sparky, hike Snowflake, hike Spangled and Skippy, hike Zurich, hike Zoe, hike Zoom Zoom and Zippy. And they heard me exclaim as I drove out of sight, Merry mushing to all, and to all a good night.
Hi, my name is Mitchell Johnston, and I go to Lakeport Elementary School. I'm in the 5th grade. I want to see if you can guess what I want to be when I grow up. It takes a lot of paper, a good imagination, lots of pencils, and lots of time. If you guessed that I want to be an author, you were right. I want to be an author because I want other people to see my ideas. I love to write, and I join the Young Authors Conference whenever I can. When I go to college, I plan on getting a degree in liberal arts communications, journalism, and English. Then I plan to do any extra writing classes available.
My role model is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books. She's my role model because she kept trying to get her books published, even when no one would publish them. When they were finally published, they became top sellers. It takes a lot of work for a book to get published. First, the author, me, writes the book. From there it is edited, then it is sent to the publisher. And if the publisher thinks it will sell, then it will be published. I got all my information from books and the internet. Well, I hope you enjoyed my speech, and someday you might be reading one of my books. Thank you.
Femur, tibia, fibula, radius, and ulna are all names of bones that I will be saying when I grow up. The words are familiar to me, but maybe not to you. As I get older and am a pediatrician, there will be words I use all the time. What a pediatrician does is really just a doctor for kids. I really want to be a pediatrician because I love helping kids and helping the world to be much more healthier. My role model is my doctor, Dr. Collins. He is my role model because he really influenced me into being a pediatrician, because he always has a smile on his face, seems to enjoy his job, and really makes going to the doctors fun. The education that would be needed to complete this career is a Bachelor in Science and Biology, which is 4 years, 4 years in medical school, and an additional 2 more years specializing in the field as a pediatrician. Altogether, I would be going to school for an extra 10 years. I received this information from my own doctor, Dr. Collins, and from the internet. Well, thanks for your time, and remember, bring your kids to me, Dr. Nicole Young.
Mrs. Smith, you may bring Kibbles back now. Dr. Wiley is ready to see you. Straight ahead, room 3. What's this? Kibbles' bark is much worse than his bite. This I'll have to take a careful look at. Hi, my name is Megan Wiley. If you haven't already guessed, I want to be a veterinarian when I grow up. There are many reasons why I have chosen this career, but one of the most important reasons is that I just love animals. They're sweet and friendly, and I want to be able to take care of them. I think I'd make a great veterinarian because I'm loving, caring, patient, kind, and a very hard worker. That gives me a jump start because all veterinarians need those traits. There are many wonderful veterinarians, but Dr. Holly Knorr stands out the most. Dr. Knorr is a very committed, hard-working emergency vet on Animal Planet. She even decided to be a vet at age 5. But what I really love and look up to the most about her is how friendly, gentle, patient, and caring she always is, even if the animal was misbehaving. It's obvious to everyone that Dr. Knorr really enjoys her job. In order to become a veterinarian, I must earn my Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree and receive a license to practice. This will mean a total of 6 to 8 years of college. I plan to attend Michigan State University because they are known around the nation for having an excellent veterinary program. My classes would focus mainly on the sciences, including chemistry, biology, anatomy, and physics. A veterinarian's main job is taking care of animals. These duties include setting fractures, treating wounds and illnesses, and performing surgeries. Veterinarians work in a number of different settings. They work in zoos, offices, farms and ranches, and in labs. The hours of a veterinarian are long and difficult. They usually work up to 50 hours or more and can be called unexpectedly in an emergency situation. My goal of becoming a veterinarian will take years to achieve, but I smile at the fact that someday I'll be able to see the friendly face of an animal each day of my future veterinarian life. Thank you, Mrs. Smith. Remember to bring Kibbles in for a recheck next week. Bye.
From one-room schoolhouses to 25-room school buildings with TVs and computers, teachers have been needed since the beginning of time. If there weren't teachers, no one would know how to add their taxes. They may not pay enough, they could get evicted from their homes, and the whole world could come to an end. Well, maybe not that dramatic, but teachers are essential to life. That's why I, Kristen Langoff, want to be a teacher. The reason why I want to be a teacher is I was always inspired by all my teachers. Each is just as good as another, so I can't name just one. Each year I want to be that year's school teacher. Like in 3rd grade, I wanted to be a 3rd grade teacher. In 4th grade, I wanted to be a 4th grade teacher. So I may wind up being a college professor.
Like I said earlier, not one of my teachers is better than another, so my most current role model is Miss Paris. I think Miss Paris is way up there because of all her interesting ideas. She is very enthusiastic and catches our attention. And her teaching is interesting too. Every so often in a textbook, she stops and explains it deeper. This way we get all the information we can get. And as for those who don't catch on quite as quickly, she has these clubs that they go to in free time or after lunch where they study that subject more. I'm getting a good education and I owe it all to Miss Paris and all my other teachers. If I'm to get a degree in teaching, I'm gonna start right now. I need to be a neat and responsible student and get good grades right now. In high school, I could volunteer to be a student helper to see what being a teacher is like. I'll get good grades in high school and try to be the valedictorian and get a scholarship to college. First, I'll attend SC4 for 2 years, then go to the University of Michigan. I'll get a major in history and a minor in literature. When I'm a sophomore, I'll get admitted to a teacher education program. I'll be tested in math, physical science, social science, art, music, and literature. I plan to get a bachelor's degree first, then apply for wherever they will hire me, hopefully near a college. I'll continue school when I'm not working, maybe on the weekends, after school, or during the summer. Then, after a year or so, I'll get my master's degree and continue teaching for many years. I got most of this information from the internet. Thank you.
If you elect me for President of the United States of America, I promise to make this country a better place to live. My name is Caitlin James, and when I grow up, I want to be a president. The reason I would like to become a president is because I'm vice president of my school now. I would love to live in the White House and hopefully be the first lady to become president. To become president, you must be 35 years of age, lived in the U.S. for 14 years, and be a natural-born citizen. To prepare for my presidency, I'm going to college to study history, economics, social studies, and politics. Here's some history about the presidency. The authors of the Constitution wanted a strong leader as president, but they did not want an all-powerful king. As a result, they divided the powers among 3 branches: executive, legislative, and judicial. The president is part of the executive branch. My role model is Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore was born October 27, 1858 in New York. He was the 26th president and a Republican. He served 2 consecutive terms in office, 1901 through 1909. He graduated from Harvard and died January 6, 1919. That seems like a long time ago, but he is still my role model in 2003. Here's some more information on President Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt, not quite 43, became the youngest president in nation's history. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for mediating the Russo-Japanese War, reached a gentleman's agreement on immigration with Japan, and sent the Great White Fleet on the goodwill tour of the world. In 1884, his first wife, Alice Lee Roosevelt, and his mother died on the same day. Roosevelt spent much of the next 2 years on his ranch in the Badlands of Dakota Territory. There, he mastered his grief as he lived in the saddle, driving cattle and hunting big game. He even captured an outlaw. On a visit to London, he married Edith Kear in December 1886. I want to be just like him. He was brave, smart, and a great leader. Hopefully one day you'll see my face on a dollar bill. Don't forget to vote for Caitlin James. In about 25 years. I'll be ready.
What does the Academy Award, the Oscar, and Grammy have in common? I want each of them on my mantle someday. Hello, my name is Maria Siegel. I'm a 5th grade student in Mr. Edwards' class at Sproutingville Elementary. When I grow up, I want to be an actress. An actress is a person who plays a role in a story for theater or film. I have already begun to put my plans in motion. 3 years ago, my mom encouraged me to audition for a chorus part in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was then when I got on stage and the spotlight came on, and I knew this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I continued to perform with the Port Huron Civic Theater and have performed in Peter Pan and The Little Mermaid. I admire several actresses, Julia Roberts, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, but also Liz Wilkerson, a 2002 Port Huron Northern graduate. Liz has performed in many local productions. She has encouraged me to continue to follow my passion for acting and performing. I have learned of a summer camp for youth ages 11 through 24. I would love to attend the Drama and Theatrical Summer Camp at Auburn College. I plan to continue making good grades and studying hard. I plan to participate in Port Huron High School's drama club. I would like to go to Yale University to further my training for good techniques for on stage. I have a passion for acting. I also have a plan as how to become a famous actress. And I believe that someday I will have the Academy Award, an Oscar, and a Grammy on my mantle someday.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Once more, a special thank you to the judges. How about a round of applause for them? They had a very difficult job, and as is usual, some of the scores were extremely close. So if you are not the champion this time, don't think that you lost by a lot, because I'm here to tell you that it was extremely close and sometimes only a point or two difference. So once again, you are all what? Winners. Winners, all right. Once again, we have to a little more oomph there. You are all what? Winners. All right. Now I'll tell you how we're going to do this. We're going to call all of the fourth graders up and give them a green participation ribbon so that everyone will have something to remember this event. And so the fourth graders all come up at this time. And then I will announce... Would you stay up here, please? Okay. And just form a line here. All in a nice line right along here. There you go. Would you come up, please? Want to stay up, please? Okay, come right down here so everybody can see it. Scoot down just a little bit here. Now, this is not in any particular rotation here, so we're going to have a little drum roll here. Mr. Breslin, please. With the following two students remain: Brittany Banks and Sydney Jones. You can have a seat, please. And I'm pleased to announce to you that the first place winner from Cleveland Elementary is Brittany Banks. You're welcome to take as many pictures afterwards as you like, so don't run away. And now for the fifth grade winners. I'm pleased to announce that Rachel Kahanoff and Kristen Langoff and Angela Drake and Megan Wiley and Nicole Young and Caitlin James and Cassandra Collender and Elizabeth Wallace and Kashisha Nutt and Mitchell Johnson, and Colby Alexis, and Marisha Eagle, and Alicia Parlin. Would you all come up, please? I just thought they all had to have their names read one more time because they did such a wonderful job. And once again, to create a little suspense, I'm pleased to tell you that Rachel Kahanoff and Kristen Langolf should remain, please. And the winner is Kristen Langolf, Roosevelt Elementary. Second place is Rachel Kahanoff from Thomas Edison Elementary. Once again, I'd like to say thank you to the students, the teachers, the parents, the administrators, the judges, to McDonald's, to Bill Kimball, the superintendent, and of course, Barb Daniels, and President of the Board of Education, and all of the Board of Education members, as well as the City of Port Huron, who has made this activity possible in this particular facility. So I'd like to thank you all. Have a good night. Drive safely.